So welcome back to Classic Car Cave. So done is put the sides back on that were on originally for the pickup, and you can see I've marked them down there. What we need to do is move these panels out at 7 centimeters where that dotted line is there, so that they go across the arch. And as you can see, because of that distance from there to that edge there, it's approximately 7 centimeters. So the idea now is the arches will be attached to that frame, but those side panels will come forward on it there. Put them side panels on there, same on the other side. And then as it comes to the back here, we'll re-cut this down. So we'll leave this one in and probably cut this down and start to come down towards here, taper it down. And this panel, fortunately, is big enough here on this edging, this beading, to replace this one, which is not long enough. So what I'll do is I can cut this out where it's straight, turn that one around and put it on the end here and attach it. So all that work won't have been in vain, and I think it'll still look good. And then what we'll do is I'll cut these about 2 centimeters deeper, and I'll cut to the same line inside, and then we'll put a 90-degree in them so that they can sit right across this arch and they can be welded in place onto the arch, but the frame will stay where it is. And then cut one of these back piece of the frame out once the plate's off, cut that frame out, and we can reuse this piece at the back here and just extend it out to here. Well, I'll put the seats in first. I'll get all this done first, get all this welded in, strengthened up, put the seats in. See, to the furthest point they come back, and that will work because we know it already fitted directly onto here anyway. It will just extend it out to sort of here, so we'll only have to put 2 bars in it on either side, and I think that'll work. And then we can look at making the back of it. I think that'll work. We're just doing this as a concept. This is not exactly how it's going to be, so I know it's difficult for people watching, well, thinking what's in my head, but this is the original back that we cut off, which is obviously too high. We need to be lower than this point here. This is going to be where the top of the door and the back of the frame will be. Obviously I need a bulkhead for the boot, so we need to take off 7 centimeters. So we're going to come down to 7 centimeters, and obviously I can't do that now because that frame is on there. And if you see there now, I've made a mark where that beam is, so we'll cut that. This will make this inside one fit straight down onto the chassis, and then we can put the floor onto that. This is just to give it a concept, that's all. But obviously that's not the way it's going to be. It's going to flow back all the way down. To be honest, I mean, this is going to be big enough to have like a dicky seat in the back, but yeah, I don't think it would be allowed unless it was made that way. And there's no need for it anyway, but it's going to be quite a rather large boot on it. So obviously it's too high and it looks ridiculous. This piece will come off. I'll take drill all these welds out, cut these off. All this has to be cut down here, so it's all in line. But I didn't want to cut it too high, same as the A-frames. So basically, what should happen is I'll cut this now here. You can see here all the way up, and that will drop into that bottom piece there. And that will put this down on this bottom level here, which is where we need it. I can then build a frame up and across, and then start making the back of the body. So this frame that's off here now, that's sitting here, the arch frame, they will stay the same. They'll just be cut down at the back, tapered down at the back, and cut down at the front, because this will be the inside frame, if you like. So there'll be like the skin in front, yeah, for better expression. So that'll have to be clad on the inside with metal as well. As I said, the whole point of this is that we can lift the body up, move the chassis and the engine and running gear out, and yeah, and just pop it back down. So it's got to sit on this shape of chassis, whichever way it works. So if a new chassis was built for it, you would make it approximately the same shape, so it sat in the same places. But that's the concept behind it. So I can't do anything because it's Sunday. I don't want to piss my neighbour off, he's in the garden, so I try not to work Saturday and Sunday with cutting and whatever. So Monday I'll cut this piece up and around, which will then take it down onto that lip on the inside there, as you can see. I'll bolt this back in, well, clean it up first because these bits need to come off and be tidied up. Same on that end. Drop it in there, that will then drop it down, to drop this down to below here. This one here, and this one will be down here somewhere. And then what we have to do is extend it. This you won't see because the tonneau will come from the back here, down the back of the car like that. To give you a basic idea, this is really piss poor, but it's just to give you the kind of idea of the concept is, if you imagined this was the back of it, sort of, that's not the way it's going to be, but sort of something like that. Yeah, something like that. It's not a very good concept, but there you go. Well, not very good, but I think it'll work, and that means all that work we put into that is not wasted. So that'll be the back of the bulkhead, which should give strength to the cab, and then the piece that goes onto it will give strength to the whole body. And then I'll say what we're going to do is take these pieces off. So obviously where the wheel arch is now, excuse me, I'll show you what I mean. These won't fit because they're the wrong way round, so they'll be internal, but I'll try and show you what I mean. If I can, yes, I could probably show you. So imagine where all these holes are on the end, they'll be cut out, and you can imagine that this frame here would go sort of like that. Obviously this will be cut to the correct shape, but you can imagine something like that. It would fit halfway across, and the same on the other side, and then it'll come down. So it's got to be cut on that line, and then we'd probably take these out and then fold it, and then they'd be welded to the arch like that. So you end up with that kind of gap. Obviously the back plate won't be on it, it'll be on the inside. So, and then we'll make spaces to go across to hold it in place. But unfortunately I can't do any of that until Monday, so I think the first thing we'll do is cut that down Monday, see how that sits, get it lower than this door line, and then, as I said, use the part of the window we cut off to carry on across here, and then make this piece, make this back piece. So I mean, we could have made this into more of a loop, but the fact that we have it will work just as well. So there we go. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I think that'll work. I mean, I don't want to compromise it just using stuff that we've already got, but by the same token I think that it is usable. But there's an awful lot of the stuff we'll have to do again. For instance, where it comes up and the sides are rolled over, they'll have to be made and wheeled, English wheeled, and then the bit that goes in the back and the bit at the back here, and then we'll make a boot lid for it. We'll make up a frame and wheel it so that it fits perfectly. And obviously these frames have to be cut down as well, they're too far. We need to, you just put that there to stop it, something to sit against. And we'll be able to use the original frame here. You can see this black frame here. I'll be able to use this to support that frame on the inside, because it sits right across that piece there, and it'll firm everything up, and it will give us a place to anchor it to when we put the body down each time on the chassis, and it should go down in the same place. So that's the concept behind it. So, as I said, these will be cut down, these will be cut off, so it's completely flush here, and we'll just extend these two bars right across, and that'll be plenty of room then for the seat to go backwards and forwards up against this bulkhead, and possibly recline. You can see it's not quite back enough. It's got to come back right into here. We might even take it so it comes over this side. That might be even better idea, because there's a gap in between here, and then this piece then can sit flat on the chassis. So that's the idea. I think that'll work. Well, hopefully it works. If it doesn't, we'll make it work. It's as simple as that. And then all I have to do then is the interior and get the back sorted out. But there's going to be a lot of English wheeling to make the round, to make the back round on the back of the boot area. So there we are. Hopefully I'm on my own on Monday. I've got a week to myself or so, because Amir and Refka are leaving on Monday. They're having their time off, and by the time they come back, the guys from the UK are coming over to have a break with me. Got 3 of my friends from the UK, 2 from Blackpool, 1 from Manchester, and they're going to come and have a hot week's holiday with us. Hopefully the weather will be cracking. Anyway, on that note, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and yeah, take care, be good to each other.